I know. So we'll start over again. I forgot the mic was off. Hello, Rocket, Shane, Tutti Frutti, Penny Riddle, uh, Brittany Blue Eyes, Hippie Grandma, Sunny Days, Miss PJ. Hey, baby, how are you? Ghost Devil, Huntress, Angie Gibson, Sassy Seven, Darcy, Cool Gamer, Robert's Girl, Sharon. So how's everybody so far? If I missed you, you got audio now though, don't you? You can hear me now, right? Put them on if you can hear me. Okay. Hey, Becky, how are you? All right, guys. First off, I'm going to go find something. I don't know if I saved it or not. I hope I did. First thing I'm going to show, and I got to get the names right, so forgive me. Hey, Adam. First thing I'm going to show is this little picture here. All right, this is Jesse Miss Kelly, Damian Eccles, and Jason. Oh, I forgot Jason's name. But these are the three that are supposedly killed. These three boys here. Stevie Branch, Michael Moore, and I can't remember the other one. But Stephen Baldwin, thank you, Rocket Queen. I don't know why I keep forgetting his name. All right. Now, another thing I don't know if y'all know. Let me go back and find this. Well, I'll just go up here and do this. All right. Now, the three little boys that I was telling you about, they played together. They lived close by each other. But after this happened, and after this happened, they were buried separately in different areas. So I'm going to bring this one up first. This one is Michael Moore. And I'll get more into that, deeper into the thing. This one is Christopher Byers. And this one is Stevie Branch. Hey, Tashi. This one, okay, this is Michael Moore, Stevie Branch, and Christopher Byers. Can you excuse me just a second, please? Now, this happened May 5th, 1993. They made quite a few documentaries about it. They made a movie about it. There's a lot of stuff that's involved in this. And, hey, Mama Shimmer. And in my opinion, I know that. I watch Scott on tape all the time. But in my opinion, this is just my opinion now. I'm gonna give my opinion. Y'all can, have your own opinion. But mine is these three boys that were found guilty without evidence, no evidence against them, except for the way they dressed and looked. These boys are innocent, in my opinion. They're not boys no more, they're men. So, yeah, in my opinion, they're innocent men. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to read off Wikipedia for right now. But I'm going to go, it's going to go on and on. I'll go back over this in another show. So we'll go here, here, here. Y'all tell me if y'all can see that. You should be able to. Can y'all see that in the words and everything? Revelicious, what's up, girl? Warn if you can see it. All right, before I go though, and this is what I say. Back when we were growing up, if you dressed different, you dressed in black, if you had long hair, you listened to rock and roll music, you was considered a devil worshiper. Y'all, come on, get over that shit. I don't think it's much now because it's a lot of other things coming out that you are probably, but they tried to get Twisted Sister with the NAACP, or not NAACP. What was that? ARCP or something like that. Basically, Rocket Queen. Basically, me, because I love dressing in black. Yeah, well, they was calling it satanic. I can't remember the exact name of it now. Satanic. Wasn't no cult and wasn't no rant. Oh, Satanic Panic. That's what it was called. A Satanic Panic. Come on, guys. Just because we dress funny, I like to wear earrings. I have big ass holes in my ear, piercings all over my face, tattoos. I'm one of the nicest men you'll ever meet. I just like tattoos, piercings, and I like dark clothes. I like leather. Come on, guys. Y'all got to, people got to get over that. But this is Rocket Queen. I remember that. Yes. Yeah. Looking funny. Yeah. Yeah. I'm scary. I can be. Wouldn't need to be. What's up, Mark? I do remember hearing that Britney Blue Eyes. If you play the records backward, it's satanic. Ozzy Osbourne was a devil worshiper. AC/DC stood for After Christ Devil Comes. KISS stood for Knights in Satan's Service. It's all bullshit. It was just another way to try to control children or young adults back then. It didn't work. We grew up to be hard-working people. We grew up to be, there's some out there that dressed like I did back then that was doctors, that are doctors now, that are lawyers, that are judges. To some people, it's a phase. To some, it's a lifestyle. I like to dress like this no matter what age I am. So they got to get over that. KISS are businessmen. Every band out there, you know, some may have done it for mostly money, but others did go into business. I said KISS. They're the ones that done Knights in Satan's Service. That was what KISS was supposedly stood for. But we'll go on here. Now, the West Memphis Three, like I said, this is Damien Echols, Jesse Misskelley, and Jason Baldwin. Hey, Dumpling. So to start off, let me fix this because it's got a glare on it. I got to get rid of that. Wrong one. There we go. These look like typical teenagers back in. He's got a mullet from hell. He's got somewhat of a mullet. He had a mullet, but it was pulled back in braids. Yeah. There's a lot of people like heavy metal music now that didn't like it back then. This guy, he's basically a teenager. This gentleman here had a low IQ of, I believe it was 72, the last that I heard. This guy was normal. They were teenagers, rambunctious teenagers. Just because he liked to draw and stuff like that don't mean shit. I mean, draw weird pictures, I'll say weird pictures. All right. The West Memphis Three are three men convicted as teenagers in 1994 of the 1993 murders of three boys in West Memphis, Arkansas, in the United States. Damien Echols, that's not him now. This is probably back in 2000. I don't know. Maybe right after he got out of prison. Jesse Misskelley, nobody has seen him since he got out of prison. Yeah, he's super intelligent. I mean, he's smart as hell. And Jason Baldwin. Jason gets on YouTube and stuff a lot, and Damien does. Damien's got his own YouTube page. And he's got a long-ass beard almost down to his damn belly button. So, but Damien Echols, this gentleman right here, he was sentenced to life because he was the oldest. Jason Misskelley got life imprisonment plus 20 years. This gentleman right here. And Jason Baldwin got life imprisonment. During the trial, the prosecution asserted that the juveniles killed the children as part of a satanic ritual. Yeah, come on now. That's just been going along since the 1800s when they done the witch trials. Get over that, y'all. Due to the dubious nature of the evidence as well as the suspected presence of emotional bias in court, the case generated widespread controversy and was the subject of several documentaries. Celebrities and musicians held fundraisers to support efforts to free the men. Now, the Innocent Project helped get these men out of prison. And we'll get to that in a minute about them getting out of prison. In July 2007, new forensic evidence was presented. A report jointly issued by the state and the defense team stated although most of the genetic material recovered from the scene was attributable to the victims of the offense, some of it can't be attributed to either of the victims or the defendants. Following a 2010 decision by the Arkansas Supreme Court regarding new DNA evidence and potential juror misconduct, that's the first I heard about the juror misconduct, the West Memphis Three negotiated a plea bargain with prosecutors. On August 19, 2011, they entered Alford pleas. Now, an Alford plea is you say that they got enough evidence against you, but you're innocent. You can say you're innocent. So that's what they've done to get out of prison, which allowed them to assert their innocence while acknowledging the prosecutors have enough evidence to convict them. Judge David Laser accepted the pleas and sentenced the three to time served. They were released with 10-year suspended sentence, having served 18. Now, this I have to say. When they got the new evidence and found the new forensic evidence and found out that there was a juror misconduct, the judge, the lawyers, and all that decided, look, we've got new evidence that's going to exonerate these boys. But before that happens, before we look like idiots for arresting 3 men that didn't convict, that didn't kill these children, let's have them do an Alford plea, which still makes us look good, but it also makes them look good and they get out. That's where an Alford plea comes in. An Alford plea comes in my opinion, just my opinion now, says that you can get out of prison, but you got to admit that we have enough evidence against you to convict you. But you can say you're innocent. That is ridiculous. They done the Alford plea. The court system down there done the Alford plea so they wouldn't look like idiots. So they wouldn't look like dumbasses that wrongfully convicted 3 men for a murder that they didn't commit. Now, I'm not saying that everybody is innocent in prison, because they're not. These men were innocent, and they have proof that they were innocent, but they don't want to make themselves look bad. Now that the judge he's either retired or done something like that. Exactly. So they couldn't sue him too, Tashi. Thank you. I forgot about the suing part. But the judge is retiring, or not the judge, the guy that prosecuted him, he's becoming a judge. Now, the other guy that's taken over his spot can open the case back up. And I hope that's what happens. The new prosecuting attorney can open the case back up and have all this DNA tested. I hope that's what happens. So let's read on. But that Alford plea, that's just to make the system look good, and so they don't have to pay money to them. So on May 5th, 1993, 3 8-year-old boys, Stevie Branch, Michael Moore, and Christopher Byers, were reported missing in West Memphis, Arkansas. The first report to the police was made by Byers' adopted father, John Mike Byers, around 7 p.m. The boys were allegedly last seen together by 3 neighbors who, in affidavits, they won't test it, but hopefully if the new prosecutor decides to, hopefully that'll make this, that'll help them get exonerated from this. Who in affidavits told of seeing them playing together around 6:30 p.m. the evening they disappeared, and seeing Terry Hobbs, we'll get into him in a minute, Stevie Branch's father, calling them to come home. Initial police searches made that night were limited. Friends and neighbors also conducted a search that night, which included a cursory visit to the location. These people searched where these boys were. In my opinion, I'll get to him in a minute. But hello, Footloose Will. How are you, buddy? Calling them home. Initial police's friends and neighbors to the location where the bodies were later found. They searched where those boys were. They searched where the bodies were found. they had already searched where the bodies were found. A more thorough police search for the children began around 8 a.m. on May 6th, led by the Crittenden County Search and Rescue personnel. Searchers canvassed all West Memphis, but focused primarily on Robin Hood Hills. Hey, Missy. Well, it's good to have you back, Footloose. I'm glad you're back, bud. Come in, relax. And don't forget, tomorrow night at White Trash Family Reacts, we're having a bonfire tomorrow night. Searchers canvassed all of West Memphis, but focused primarily the woods behind the house called Robin Hood Hills, where the boys were reported last seen. Despite a shoulder-to-shoulder search of Robin Hood Hills by a human chain, searchers found no sign of the missing boys. Searchers found no sign of the missing boys. That's a little odd to me. Just saying. Around 1:45 p.m., juvenile parole officer Stephen Jones spotted a boy's black shoe floating in a muddy creek that led to a major drainage canal in Robin Hood Hills. Excuse me, guys. A subsequent search of the ditch revealed the bodies of the three boys. They had been stripped naked and were hog-tied with their own shoelaces. Their right ankles tied to their right wrists behind their backs. The same with their left arms and legs. Their clothing was found in the creek, some of it twisted around stakes that had been thrust into the muddy ditch bed. The clothing was mostly turned inside out. 2 pairs of boys' underwears were never recovered. 2 pairs of underwear missing. So I guarantee you, and I'll get to just remind me of the underwear in a minute, and I'll give you my theory on the underwear. Were never recovered. Christopher Byers had lacerations to various parts of his body and mutilation of his scrotum and penis. His private area, sorry. The autopsy by forensic pathologist Frank J. Peretti indicated that Byers died of multiple injuries, while Moore and Branch died of multiple injuries with drowning. Police initially suspected the boys had been AR'd. However, later expert testimony disputed the finding. Trace evidence of sperm DNA were found on a pair of pants recovered from the scene. Okay. Sperm found on jeans, but it was never said that it belonged to Damien, Jesse, or Stephen, or Baldwin, Jason. It was never linked to either one of them. But they were convicted with it. Byers was the only victim with drugs in his system. He was prescribed Ritalin in January 1993 as part of a treatment of attention deficit hyperactivity disorder. The initial autopsy report describes the drug as carbamazepine and the dosage at subtherapeutic level. His father said Byers may have not taken his prescription on May 5th. Now, the victims, which was Stephen Edward Branch, Christopher Byers, and Michael Moore, were all second graders at Weber Elementary School. Each had received the rank of wolf in the local Cub Scout packs and were best friends. Stevie Branch was the son of Stephen and Pamela Branch, who divorced when he was an infant. His mother was awarded custody and later married Terry Hobbs. Okay. So Terry was Stephen Branch's stepfather. There was no blood at the scene at all. None whatsoever. So I heard in an interview, and I'll play the interview in a minute, that Terry Hobbs was jealous of Stevie Branch because Pam showed Stevie too much affection and he was jealous. Too much affection. I don't, they could have been, it could have happened over on somewhere else. But Terry Hobbs was jealous of his stepson. Branch was 8 years old, 4 feet 2 inches tall, weighed 65 pounds, and had blonde hair. He was last seen wearing blue jeans and a white t-shirt and riding a black and red bicycle. He was an honor student. He lived with his mother, Pamela Hobbs, his father, Terry Hobbs, his stepfather, Terry Hobbs, and a 4-year-old half sister, Amanda. Stevie Edward Branch is buried in Mount Zion Cemetery in Steele, Missouri. And this is Stevie's. This is where Stevie's buried. Right there. If tears could build a stairway and memories a lane, I'd walk right up to heaven and bring you back. Christopher Byers, which this is his little tune. Yeah, I know. I'm getting into it. I'm going to let you come up here and tell the story. Because you really know more than I do. Seriously, you really do know more than I do, Rocket. Because you told me you've been into it heavy. But I'll bring you up in a minute. Christopher Byers was born to Melissa Defer and Ricky Murray. His parents divorced when he was 4 years old, and shortly afterward, his mother married John Mike Byers, who adopted the boy. Now, this happened back in 93, but now both the mom and the stepdad are passed now. Both of these two have passed now. And I didn't know that, but he passed in 2020. Byers was 8 years old, 4 feet tall, weighed 52 pounds, and had light brown hair. He was last seen wearing blue jeans, dark shoes, and a white long sleeve shirt. He lived with his mother, Sharon Melissa Byers, his adopted father, John Mike Byers, and his stepbrother, Sean R. Clark, age 13. According to his mother, Christopher was a typical 8-year-old boy. He still believed in the Easter Bunny and Santa Claus. Christopher Byers was buried in Forest Hill Cemetery in Memphis, Tennessee. So he's in Memphis and he's in Missouri. And this gentleman here, Michael Moore, is in Arkansas. So they're each buried in different states: Missouri, Tennessee, and Arkansas. And that's his grave there. Michael Moore was the son of Todd and Dana Moore. He was 8 years old, 4 feet tall, weighed 55 pounds.
Hey, everybody.
Becky says, hey. And he weighed, where's it at? 55 pounds and had brown hair. He was last seen wearing blue jeans, blue pants, a blue Boy Scouts of America shirt, and an orange. Hold on just a minute, guys. Was it an orange and blue Boy Scout hat and riding a light green bicycle? Moore enjoyed wearing his Scout uniform. Even when he was not at the meetings, he was considered the leader of the three. He lived with his parents and 9-year-old sister, Dawn. James Michael Moore is buried in Crittenden Memorial Park Cemetery in Marion, Arkansas. Now, this is the memorial at the elementary school where they were at. So, oops. Hold on, guys. You have to bring it back up. Hold on. Let me catch this right quick, guys. Hold on. All right, guys, I'm back. Let me bring this up now. In 1994, a memorial was erected for the three victims. The memorial is located in the playground of Weaver Elementary School in West Memphis. Give me just a second, guys. I got to move all this stuff around here. Try and get things situated. Where all the victims were second graders at the time. In May 2013, for the 20th anniversary of the slaying, Weaver Elementary School Principal Sheila Grissom raised funds to refurbish the memorial. That's pretty cool. I like that. Sorry, guys. I'm trying to grab a bite of supper while I'm doing this. Eating supper late. At the time of the arrest, Jesse Misskelley was 17 years old. Jason was 16. He was the youngest. And Damien was 18. Yes, it's Paradise Lost. Baldwin and Eccles had been previously arrested for vandalism, shoplifting, respectively, and Misskelley had a reputation for his temper and for engaging in fistfights. That's normal teenage. That's normal teenage attitudes, act. I don't know. But that's normal back then. Misskelley and Eccles had dropped out of high school. However, Baldwin earned high grades and demonstrated a talent for drawing and sketching. Hello, Stephanie. And was encouraged by one of his teachers to study graphic design in college. Eccles and Baldwin were close friends and bonded over their similar taste in music and fiction, and over their shared distaste for the prevailing culture climate of West Memphis, situated in the Bible Belt. This happened back in 1993. It happened exactly May 5th, 1993. This is the West Memphis Three. Baldwin and Eccles were acquainted with Misskelley from school, but were not close friends with him. Okay. Back then, just my opinion, if you're not acquainted with someone, are you going to take them with you if you're going to do a crime? If you just barely know them, how many of you all in my chat would take somebody that they're just acquainted with to do a crime? I'm not, because I don't trust him. Eccles' family was poor, received frequent visits from social workers, and he rarely attended school. He and a girlfriend had run off and later broken into a trailer during a rainstorm. They were arrested, though only Eccles was charged with burglary. Eccles spent several months in a mental institution in Arkansas and afterward received full disability status from the Social Security Administration. During Eccles' trial, Dr. George W. Woods testified for the defense that Eccles suffered from serious mental illness characterized by grandiose and persecutory delusions, auditory and visual hallucinations, disordered throughout process, substantial lack of insight, and chronic incapacitating mood swings. Yeah, I seen that. He passed. He was 79. Pickle toast. That's what I'm talking about, Tosh. If you were to do a crime, you wouldn't take somebody you just met like 2 days ago. At his death penalty sentence hearing, Eccles' psychologist reported that months before the murders, Eccles had claimed that he obtained superpowers by drinking human blood. At the time of his arrest, Eccles was working part-time with a roofing company and expected a child with his girlfriend, Dominique Tier. So what kids say is what they're going to go off of. Arrested in Oceanside. Wait a minute. Oh, okay. Early in the investigation, the WMPD briefly regarded two West Memphis teenagers as suspects, Chris Morgan and Brian Holland. Both were drug offense histories, had abruptly departed for Oceanside, California 4 days after the bodies were discovered. Morgan was presumed to be at least casually familiar with all three of the little boys that were emmed, having previously driven an ice cream truck route in their neighborhood. Arrested in Oceanside May 7th, 1993, May 17th, Hogan and Holland both took polygraph exams administered by California police. Examiners reported that both men's charts indicated deception when they denied involvement in the murders. Really? That's the first I'd heard about that now. During subsequent questioning, Morgan claimed a long history of drug and alcohol use, along with blackouts and memory lapses. No. He claimed that he might have killed the victims, but quickly recanted this part of his statement. Okay. Two different people. Jesse Misskelley and which one was it? Chris Morgan said, two different people. Now listen to me. Jesse Misskelley, the one that was convicted, tried for the murder, found guilty, and Chris Morgan, who said I might have killed them victims, but quickly recanted his part of a statement. He recanted. He's off. He's off. Jesse Misskelley, with a 72 IQ or lower, recanted his statement, but he went to prison. Wonder why. California sent blood and urine samples from Morgan and Holland to the WMPD, but there is no indication the police investigated Morgan and Holland as suspects following their arrest in California. The relevance of Morgan's recanted statement would later be debated in trial, but it was eventually barred from admission as evidence. Why? I wonder why. Now, I have heard this part too. Now, there was a restaurant on the other side of town, and this is where this is going to. The sighting of a black male as a possible alternate suspect was implied during the beginning of the Misskelley trial, according to local West Memphis police officers. On the evening of May 5th, when the boys were, emmed at 8:42, which is almost 3 hours after they went missing, workers in the Bojangles restaurant, located about a mile from the crime scene, reported seeing a black man who seemed mentally disoriented inside the restaurant's ladies' room. He was bleeding, had brushed against the restroom walls. Officer Regina Mix responded to the call, taking the restaurant manager's report. Did not even get out of her car, went through drive-thru and took the report. Did not get out of her police car, took the report through drive-thru. Did not. Officer Regina responded to the call, taking the restaurant's manager through the eatery's drive-thru window. By then, the man had left, and police did not enter the restroom on that date. Wow. The day after the victims' bodies were found, Bojangles manager Marty King, thinking there was a possible connection to the bleeding man found in the bathroom, reported the incident to police officers, who then inspected the ladies' room. The man reportedly wore a blue cast-type brace on his arm that had white Velcro on it, which would have made it difficult to tie up and murder 3 young boys. Bullshit, you can move in them. Don't even try that shit. I've wrestled with those things. I've wrestled with them, so don't even try that. And he could have put it on after that happened anyway. King gave the officers a pair of sunglasses he thought the man had left behind, and the detectives took some blood samples from the walls and tiles of the restroom. Detective Brian Ridge testified that he later lost those blood scrapings. Okay, detective lost blood samples in a murder case that just happened the day before. Wow. A hair identified as belonging to a black male was later recovered from a sheet wrapped around one of the victims. Now read this again. A hair identified as belonging to a black male was later recovered from a sheet wrapped around one of the victims. a hair from a black male recovered from a sheet wrapped around one of the victims. That's a little bit coincidental, don't you think? My opinion. All right. Police officers James Sudbury and Stephen Jones felt that the crime had cult overtones. Here we go with the devil stuff now. Cult overtones. And that Damien Echols, because he dressed up like he did back then, might be a suspect because he had an interest in occultism. Kiss my fat ass. Y'all just wanted to pin something on somebody, and you took the easy way out. Case closed. Done. Over. Case closed. You're done. We done found the evidence. It's all over and done with. We've got our man. And Jones felt Echols was capable of murdering children. The police interviewed Echols on May 7th, 2 days after the bodies were discovered. No, that's wrong right there. The bodies were discovered the evening of May 6th. They went missing May 5th, found them May 6th. May 7th was 1 day after, which that could be a typo on this gentleman's part. During a polygraph examination, he denied any involvement. The polygraph examiner claimed that Echols' chart indicated deception. I'm going to tell y'all right now, and if some people get mad, that's fine. That's y'all's opinion. Lie detectors are not as admissible in court. That's just to help them along with the case. Yet they used it and saying he was guilty. On May 9th, during a formal interview by Detective Bryn Ridge, Echols mentioned that one of the victims had wounds to the genitals. Law enforcement viewed this knowledge as incriminating. It's not incriminating. You're in a neighborhood with people searching for children that were found with this stuff done to them. So parents are going to talk. Kids are going to overhear it. But that's incriminating. Get the fuck out of here with that shit. After a month had passed with little progress to the case, police continued to focus their investigations on Echols, interrogating him more frequently than any other person. Nonetheless, they claimed that he was not regarded as a direct suspect, but a source of information. On June 3rd, the police interrogated Jesse Misskelley, despite his reported IQ of 72, categorizing him as borderline intellectual functioning. And he was a minor. Okay. A minor. Misskelley was questioned alone. His parents were not present during the interrogation. Misskelley's father gave permission for Misskelley to go to police, but did not explicitly give permission for his son to be questioned or interrogated. That's against the law right there. It was back then. Misskelley was questioned for roughly 12 hours. Only 2 segments totaling 46 minutes were recorded. In 2 hours, only 46 minutes were recorded. What happened to that other hour and 15 minutes? Anybody tell me that? Hour and 15 minutes. Nothing. So, what happened to it? Where's it at? So, Miss Kelly quickly recanted his confession, citing intimidation, coercion, fatigue, and unveiled threats from the police. Miss Kelly specifically said he was scared of the police during this confession. Anybody ever been arrested for anything? Somebody answer me and tell me. It's a good case, Josh. But tell me how many's ever been arrested for anything? When you go into a jail cell, when they arrest you, take you in, they're going to question you. They're going to tell you what happened. They're going to come in there and say, now look, we have evidence, and they don't even have no evidence yet. But this is what they're going to say. We have evidence that proves that you were there the night that these murders happened. We have witnesses that says they seen you with these boys. They have none of that. They are using scare tactics to get you to admit to something you didn't do, so you will be convicted, so they can go on with their life. You can go on to prison. They get paid. You get time. Or they get you to try and snitch on somebody. Yeah. But it's a scare tactic. If you haven't done it, don't admit to it. Well, I can't say that. I'm 54 and been arrested twice for something. Now, driving on suspended, I've been arrested quite a few times. Oh, well, they are here, Tashi. They're allowed to lie to you to get you to confess to a murder or a crime you didn't commit. Vicki Hutchinson, a new resident of West Memphis, a new resident, would play an important role in the investigation, though she would later recant her testimony, claiming her statements were fabricated due in part to coercion from police. See? Coercion from police. May 6th, before the victims were found later that day, Hutchinson took a polygraph exam by Detective Don Bray at the police department to determine whether or not she had stolen money from her West Memphis employer. Hutchinson's young son, Aaron, was also present and proved such a distraction that Bray was unable to administer the polygraph. Aaron, a playmate of the murdered boys, mentioned to Bray that the boys had been killed at the playhouse. When the bodies were proved to have been discovered near where Aaron indicated, Bray asked Aaron for further details, and Aaron claimed that he had witnessed the murders committed by Satanists who spoke Spanish. Now, who spoke Spanish? Damien Echols is smart. He's real smart, so he probably spoke some Spanish. So we'll go on. Aaron claimed that Aaron's further statements were wildly inconsistent and he was unable to identify Baldwin, Echols, or Miss Kelly from photo lineups, and there was no playhouse at the location Aaron indicated. A police officer leaked portions of Aaron's statements to the press, contributing to the growing belief that the murders were part of a satanic rite. On or about June 1st, Hutchinson agreed to police suggestions to place hidden microphones in her home during an encounter with Echols. Miss Kelly agreed to introduce Hutchinson to Echols during their conversation. Hutchinson reported that Echols made no incriminating statements. Police said the recording was inaudible, but Hutchinson claimed the recording was audible. Police lying again. On June 2nd, 1993, Hutchinson told police that about 2 weeks after the murders were committed, she, Echols, and Miss Kelly attended a Wiccan meeting in Turrell, Arkansas. Hutchinson claimed that at the meeting, a drunken Echols openly bragged about killing the 3 boys. Miss Kelly was first questioned on June 3rd, a day after Hutchinson purported confession. Hutchinson was unable to recall the Wiccan meeting location and did not name any other participants in the purported meeting. Hutchinson was never charged with the theft, so she probably got off a little scot-free for lying for the police. Look, you do this for me, and your theft will go away. It'll disappear, but we will hold it over your head if you ever fuck up again and not do as we ask. I mean, it's a lot of stuff. Hold on a minute, guys. During Miss Kelly's trial, Richard Offshe, an expert on false confessions and police coercion, and professor of sociology at UC Berkeley, testified that brief recording of Miss Kelly's interrogation was a classic example of police coercion. It is, Tootie. Critics have also stated that Miss Kelly's various confessions were in many respects inconsistent with each other, as well as with particulars of the crime scene and murder victims, including, for example, an admission that Miss Kelly watched Damien R. one of the boys. Police had initially suspected that the victims had been R'd because their backsides were dilated. However, there was no forensic evidence indicating that they were R'd. Dilation of the backside is a normal post-mortem condition. February 5th, 1994 was convicted by a jury of 1 count of first-degree murder and 2 counts of second-degree murder. The court sentenced him to life plus 40 years in prison. His conviction was appealed, but the Arkansas Supreme Court affirmed the conviction. Give me just a second, guys. 3 weeks later, Eccles and Baldwin went on trial. The prosecution accused the three young men of committing a satanic murder. The prosecution called Dale W. Griffiths, a graduate of unaccredited Columbia Pacific University, as an expert. At the trial, the defense team argued that the news article from the time could have been the source of Eccles' knowledge about the mutilation, and Eccles said his knowledge was limited to what was on TV. Let's see. The defense team objected. Anyway, we'll go on because I'm going to bring up a panel and see if anybody wants to talk about it. But we're going to do some more in this. Okay? I'm not going to forget no more. Rocket, we're going to do some more in on it. So y'all give me a minute and I'll put up the link to come up. That's all right, Rocket. All right, anybody want to come up? Here's the link. But I'm not going to stay long tonight, but come on up and we'll talk. Y'all come up and I'll be right back. $44 people watching, 37 likes. That don't add up now. Come on. Y'all get them likes up for me. I know y'all can get them likes up now. Who's coming up? Nobody? The West Memphis 3, Sean. It's a crime that happened back in May of 1993. Well, if you've been listening, you know about it. Somebody get up here. Done blooding. I don't care if you just woke up. Get up here. That's okay, Rocket. I know you're at work. There's also some documentaries out about this. Um, Paradise Lost 1 and 2, and then I think the other one is Paradise Lost Part 3. Well, I hope you feel better, Rebelicious. Nobody gonna come on up? Get up here, Ghost Bibble. The guys that supposedly done it, the innocent gentleman that done this, Stephanie, they're free now because they had to plead the Alford plea, which made the court system where they were tried free of any payment or anything like that. So they made them plead guilty, or plead that they had enough evidence against them, but they were innocent. They did get out. They're all out of prison now, but they had to plead the Alford plea. And the Alford plea basically frees the court system where they got tried from having to pay them or anything like that. But they're out. Damien Echols lives in, it's either Mississippi or Louisiana. Yeah. That's a good idea, Toshi. If y'all want to go in there and watch it, that's great. That's fine. That'd be real good. He was living in New York, but he moved. I just heard his video from 2 days ago. Damien's said that he moved down to either Louisiana or Mississippi. It's one of those two. I can't remember exactly. I'll show you a picture of him. I'll show you a video. Let me find it though. Give me just a second. When's the last time you seen him, Rocket? Hold on just a second. Where's it at? All right. There you go, Rocket. There he is. Here you go.
Oh, can you hear me and see me okay? Somebody give me a yes or a thumbs up or anything, just so that I know I'm coming through. Very good. Thank you, Randy. So
Yes.
it was kind of hard tonight. I've been
This
sitting
is
here for
Damien Eccles.
45
This is the
minutes
one
just
that got
wanting
the
to
death sentence.
hit the button and start just because I was excited to get started, excited to be talking to y'all again. And
That's
what we're going
short.
to
He
cover
had it
tonight,
longer.
at first you may wonder how in the hell is this connected to the LBRP? But hopefully I'll be able to tie these threads together and give you a little bit more information on this stuff. So I
So it's
called the
New
live
Orleans
stream
he's
Rob in
living
the
at. See
Ring
right there?
with Rob in the Ring.
We
And
got
I
a New
saw
Orleans
somebody,
Saints.
I can't
New
remember who
Orleans.
it was, but someone said it looks like we're going to take a deep dive into Sumerian mythology. And that does.
So that's him right there. And he's very educated. Um, he was educated when he went in. People just thought he was dumb. Y'all hit that link and get up here. Babe, if you're in there, come in here a minute. I got a little noise thing now. Y'all see this right here? Tells me how loud it is and everything. Wait till you see it tomorrow night. Yeah, the one that nobody's seen from, been has heard from, is Jesse Miskelly. That was Damien Eccles, the one that was convicted and given a death sentence. The guy you just seen was let me see if I can find it again. That guy with the beard that y'all just seen is this gentleman right here. This is Damien Eccles, Jesse Miskelly, and Jason Baldwin. No, this guy right here was the one in the middle, Jesse Miskelly. That.
Damn it.
Yeah, Jesse's not as Jesse's the one that hasn't been heard of. Give me just a second, guy. Yeah, Inspector Gadget. Well, guys, who's coming on up? Yeah, I did see something about that. I think they were all in the same prison, just in different pods. I think when they got out, I think Jason Baldwin still lives in West Memphis. Damien lives in New Orleans, and nobody knows where Jesse's living now. Exactly. You didn't hear him in there questioning Damien or Jason. They went straight for Jesse because they knew he had a low IQ. And that's what they used. And it's real sad. I mean, real sad. Yeah. 10 solid years he was in solitary. He was in prison for 18 years, but stayed 10 years in solitary confinement. And if anybody knows what solitary confinement is, you're in a cell about the size of a small bathroom. You have a toilet and a bunk. That's it. Yep. Rebellious and love to listen to music. What's up, Beachy? Imagine sitting in there for 10 years, y'all. Just in a cell with a bed and a toilet. You got to get out for 1 hour a day. Now, y'all can get up here. Yeah, religion overruled everything. Oh. You're fine. I'm going to jump off here in a few minutes anyway, guys, and do some more research and get everything ready for the big one next month. I'm going to do a whole different layout for the West Memphis 3. This ain't going to be the same story. It's going to be a whole different layout. I mean, it's going to be about the same stuff, but I'm going to show different stuff. I mean, I'll show interviews. I'll show you. Rocket will like it. This was just something to let everybody know what they were about. I know, Tasha. I just mess with you. I don't have to deal with it. I just tell them if they don't like it, turn their damn head or bounce out of my way. I'm going to listen to what I want to. Well, if you go look at my upcoming shows, you'll be able to see which one, and you can go ahead and notify for that one. I think it's the 23rd of next month. But y'all get them likes up there for me. Hit the thumbs up, hit that share, and hit that subscribe button. Well, I didn't realize what time it was, Huntress. I'm getting ready to jump off here so I can finish getting everything ready for tomorrow night. That's another thing. I'm glad you let me think about that. Get y'all song in tonight before midnight. Somebody drop that white trash email in there. That way they can get their songs in before tonight at midnight. It's got to be in tonight in an hour and a half. And then 50s and 60s. 50s and 60s rock and roll. Nightbot, that's a wrong email. No, I don't hate nobody. You're fine. Yes, tomorrow night. But you got to get the song in by the night. And it don't have to be 50s or 60s music. You can ask for any kind of music. Let me see if I can find that email right quick. There it is. If you want if you want to get your bonfire in, there you go. Well, that's the YouTube. Go there and subscribe if you haven't subscribed. The email I put in there is where you can put your request in for tomorrow night's show. Hi, Regina. Thank you, Tutti Frutti. Thank you, Brittany. I didn't think it was going to be short. It'll be 7. I think it's 7 p.m. Yeah, let me do that right quick. Here we go. Thank you, Rocket. I'll do that. Just from what you've seen here tonight. There's a poll up there. Go up there and do that poll. Go up there and click that poll and let me know what y'all think. Oh, you're good, Pac-Man. But just from what you've seen tonight, do you think guilty or not? My opinion, not guilty. Oh, I know what I was going to say. I know what I was going to say now. Do you remember the part that I was reading that only one boy's pair of underwear was found? If I'm not mistaken, the one boy's pair of underwear that was found was Terry Hobbs' son. So why would he want to steal his own son's paints? He stole the other two for some reason. I don't know why. That's just my opinion. And who said guilty? And it was his hair. Terry Hobbs' hair was found in the shoelaces, tied up in one of the shoelaces of one of the boys. Now, I mean, is it possible that it could have come from the house? Yes. You can get hair samples, or you can get hair from anywhere, and it can be tied up in the shoe. But I think it's awful weird that his hair was found on the body, but or his hair was found on the shoe, but no evidence of Damien, no evidence of Jason, or no evidence of Jesse Miss Kelly was found at the scene or found on the bodies. They were found guilty because of the way they look. And what helped them get out of prison was Johnny Depp, Eddie Vedder, the Innocence Project, and a whole lot of others, famous people, and regular people that just went and, thought that these boys were wrongfully convicted, which they were. Hey, Deanna in Ohio, how are you? So far, 73% says not guilty, 13% say guilty, and then 13% says they don't know. The real murderer got away with it so far. He is still alive, in my opinion. My opinion, nobody else's, is Terry Hobbs. All evidence points to him. His timelines don't fit. His that's a possibility, but that's just, Deanna, that's your opinion. I got to say Terry Hobbs because his timelines don't fit. They're all mixed up. He has a 2.5 or 2 hour gap in his time. Yeah. Oh, I don't forgot. Stevie Branch's stepfather. He also had an alibi, and the guy that he said he was with says that he left his daughter with them while he went out. I got the interview. Well, I found it online, but I found the interview of the guy that Terry Hobbs said was his alibi, and he says that he left for a while and come back. Hobbs beat that boy all the time. He was so scared to death that he hid in a room and they couldn't find him. And the boy fell asleep where he was hidden, and his hand fell out, and that's how they found him. He said he didn't want nobody to know that he had wet the bed or wet his pants or whatever, and he didn't want his stepdaddy, or he called him Terry, I think, to whoop him. Terry Hobbs was jealous. I don't know. See, the stepdad could have done it, and then the guy could have went up. The black guy could have come in behind him and seen it and touched some stuff, and it scared him, and he run off and went to the restaurant. He used to lock him out of the house. Yep, you're right, Rocket. Y'all just, I tell you what, I'll put the links to these shows on my community page, and if you want to go watch them, go watch them. But now, be warned that when they first start out, Paradise Lost, I think it's part 1, it does show the little boy's bodies laying on the bank. It's blurred out a little bit, but you can tell what it is. So be warned that that's on there. But I will put the links for all 3 that I know of on my community page. So if you want to go watch them, go ahead and go to my community page after the show. I think he was scared of something, and I think that's what it was. I mean, people don't get me wrong, I'm not prejudiced, but a black man finding 3 deceased white little kids, oh, he would have been major suspect number 1. He'd have went straight to the death chamber. They wouldn't even gave him a trial. Because this was back in 93 and in the Bible Belt. And I hate to say it because that's what they would have done to him. So I think he might have stumbled on them and got some blood on him from them somehow, checking to see if they may have been alive, and took off and went to the Bojangles. I don't think the police knew what they were doing because they come and checked Bojangles in the drive-thru. That's not how you do a job. No, I don't think he would have been either. I think he was, and not me. I am not that, but I think that Hobbs was a racist. Yes, West Memphis, Arkansas. But after this was all, it's a West Memphis 3, Regina. After the kids were buried and everything, one of the children was buried in Missouri, one was buried in Arkansas, and there was one buried in Memphis, Tennessee. But it did happen in West Memphis, Arkansas. You're welcome, Brittany. But now, like I said, I will do some more, another story on it. And it's next month, the 20th. Let me see right quick. Give me just a second. I believe it's May the 14th. It's May the 14th is the next one about these. So hit that thumbs up, hit that share, and hit that subscribe button for me, guys. Now, guys, I am going to go ahead and jump off here. Dumpling, you need to go live. They're going to need to go somewhere in a little bit. But please don't forget tomorrow, the bonfire. It is 50s and 60s rock. Nightbot just put the bonfire request email in there. If you want to send a song to me before midnight tonight, which is in an hour and 15 minutes, get that song in between an hour and 15 minutes at that email right there at the Nightbot just put in. And I'll put it in. It don't have to be 50s and 60s music. It can be anything that you want to hear. I'm just going to play 50s and 60s music. 50s and 60s rock and roll is what I'm playing. So we'll go ahead and end the poll now. As of right now, 71% says that they're not guilty. 12% say they're guilty. 18% says they don't know. So when I get done with this, please go to my community page on my channel and go down and find the link. Go down and find the link, and you can watch them. But like I said, be fair warned. The first one the Paradise Lost Part 1, does show the children's body. Thank you, Regina. Who? Who adopted my free bird idea? I got you. I got you. Who was the other creator, Sharon? Because I tell you this, he can adopt it. I mean, that's fine. I don't care. No, he didn't. Okay, so Riff says not guilty. He can go ahead and do that, Sharon, but he don't have the one and only Ghost Devil to make them pictures up. I have to go over and check it out. How are you doing, Rift? What happened to his ducks? Or his turtles, I mean, sorry. Mine's the original. Thank you. I come out with it first. Thank you, Tashi. But he don't have all these pretty ass Freebird pictures and the Freebird that's on the uh beside your name and everything once you join. What do you mean you're lost? Sharon said that DV adopted my Freebird to use as his. Could have been. He did have Dave, didn't he? Yeah, I'm sorry. That could have been why he done that. Thank you, Rocket. I did forget about that. He said he had court this morning. Yeah. Oh, is that what he said, Rift? They made a movie about him, and they got 3 documentaries about him too, Regina. And like I said, I'm gonna put the links in my community page on my YouTube page. But it's gonna be trigger warnings before you even go over there. They're very graphic at the beginning. And when he becomes a member, he'll get a free bird. He'll get the yellow one. Good night, Regina. But y'all check that out tomorrow. I mean, on the community page. And please, please don't forget. Don't forget tomorrow. And y'all spread that out about the bonfire tomorrow night. Y'all spread it on it. You can go pick it up right now and post it on anything. Post it on everything. Yep. He does have a toolbox. Well, when you get a chance, and you don't have to do it now, Riff, just join, and you'll get you a free bird beside your name. It'll be a yellow one, but that's probably why. Which that's fine. I mean, if he wanted to adopt a free bird, he could. I don't own a free bird. Everybody's a free bird, but he don't have the cool ghost devil making his free bird pictures. Is what I'm saying. Ghost Devil's awesome, y'all. I don't care what nobody said. Ghost Devil makes some awesome ass pictures. He's made most of the ones that everybody has or did have. He still got, I still rock his pictures. Yeah, but I like it right there, don't you? Every time somebody speaks or the music plays, it pops up right there. Oh, okay. Well, he is a free bird because he's on the riverbank. Dumpling, Rocket. You know he is. Oh, I do. I do. Thank you, Riff. Thank you, brother. That means a lot. That really does. I love every one of y'all in here. Y'all what makes this show. Without y'all, I wouldn't. I'd be me sitting here on a panel talking. So y'all make the free birds. I just sit up here and look like you. Post it everywhere. Go to White Trash Family 22 or White Trash Family Reactions. Get the link and tell them to come on over and have a good time tomorrow. Post that everywhere. Everywhere you can think of. If you have to, write it on a piece of paper and stick it on the bathroom wall. And right there's where you can put your email. You got an hour and 10 minutes. I mean, your song request right there. So please put your bonfire request in there. Oh, I am too, Tashi. I love it. And as long as it gets in there by midnight tonight, my time, Eastern time, I'll put it on the show tomorrow night. You in here, Ghost? Hi, Truth Seeker. Oh, yes, it is the best solo ever. I agree with you, Tashi. I really do agree with you. I hear you, Huntress. How you doing today, Truth Seeker? How's the weather over where you're at, Riff? You're welcome, Regina. Is it raining over there where you're at, Rift? Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Truth Seeker. Is she all right? I'm fine, Truth Seeker. I hope your mom gets better. And we'll pray for her. Y'all send prayers up for Truth Seeker's mom. She was in a car accident. Okay. Did they charge him with the accident or anything, Truth Seeker? Okay, good deal. Damn. Ghost Devil's got a lot of talent, Riff. I hope y'all ready to dance tomorrow. I hope Becca's ready to dance tomorrow. Are y'all ready to dance with Becca tomorrow? Becca said she can't wait to dance all night long. She said at least till 5 in the morning. She'll be dancing on her live. Talking and dancing. What do you think about that, y'all? All right, guys, you got 1 hour. You got 1 hour to get your songs in. The head banging, it's 50s and 60s. I guess you could head bang to it slowly. You still got an hour. The email's right here is the email, Truth Seeker. I just put it in the bottom down there. Just copy and paste that in your email to send to me, and you'll get it. But you got to get it in an hour, though. Okay, Truth Seeker? All right, guys. 59% said not guilty. 26% said guilty, and 15% said don't know. So that's the end of the poll. So they're not guilty. They get out free, which they already out. What about my time? It's only 8 p.m. It's only 8 p.m. where you're at. Well, an hour from now. So here it's already 11 o'clock. So 9 o'clock your time, then, Pac-Man, but it's midnight mine. Yeah, you got an hour to put it in, Pac-Man. You can go back and watch it, True Secrets, the West Memphis 3. But put it in this email right here, Pac-Man. Put it in that email right there. Well, thank you, Regina. Yeah, you're just over the hill from us. But that email I put in there, just copy that and put that in your email and send me the song that you want to hear. And I'll go check them at exactly 12:01 my time. So it'll be, I'm checking it midnight my time, Eastern time. Press and hold. I guess you can put it in Discord if you're in Discord, Pac-Man. That's right. In bonfire request. Just go in bonfire request and put it in there. And I'll clean it out every week. Well, I need to clean it out. See, there's dumplings. Well, just write it down, True Secrets. W.T.F. bonfire requests at gmail.com. I got you, Pac-Man. And there's the email again in Nightbot. All right, guys. It's 11 p.m. my time. I'm going to go ahead and get off here. Okay. I'm going to get off here and get everything ready. I got yours, Pac-Man. I got you, Pac-Man. Go ahead and try that, True Seeker. Anybody else that wants to put it in there, copy that email and go put it in your email and send me the request before midnight. You got 1 hour. And they'll be on the bonfire tomorrow night. So y'all please come over to the bonfire tomorrow night. Thank y'all for coming. Hope y'all liked the story. Hope you liked it, Rocket Queen, because I know you're the one been wanting to hear about it. And there'll be another live on it. But y'all be good. Stay safe. And I'll see you tomorrow night. Okay. Thank y'all. But stay safe, and I'll see you tomorrow night on the bonfire. Let's go have a good time tomorrow night. Y'all be good. I love y'all. And I'll see you tomorrow night. Okay? And James, he'll be dancing for you. So y'all be good, be safe. I love y'all. And stay out of trouble. And remember, peace, and I love you. Be good, free birds.